There is three matrix that you must absolutely overcome if you want to grow spiritually and get to the next level of life. And I'm going to share them with you in a specific order, because without overcoming the first one, there's no point thinking about the second one. And without overcoming the second one, the third one is just not accessible for you in any possible way. So the first matrix, it begins the day that you are born. It is the matrix of the society, the ignorance that is purposefully sent into every child as soon as they are born by giving them a false identity, a name, a religion, to make them identify with a skin color, to make them identify with a culture as they grow up. And as soon as they are grown just a bit enough, they are sent to school, taken away from their parent, so that stupid people from school can go ahead and not raise them, indoctrinate them, make them even more asleep, even more stuck in ignorance. And here you start to play the game of society, to want to be popular, to want to be pretty, to want to have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, to start to have a body count. And that society game, it really consumes most of us fully, to the point that we forget about anything else. And school succeeds at this so nicely. So that's the first matrix. And it doesn't only start at school and end at school, it continues afterward with a job, with getting more money, a bigger home, with getting a certain type of car. And people go on making themselves suffer so much to create a false image. Like the people who buy a Audi, a BMW, all of those expensive cars that are useless because you're just going to work to home, home, work. What's the point of having a car that is more expensive? So they go on paying $200, $300, $400 more every single month. That's money that make them have to work harder, making them even a greater slave to the system. So that's just one example to show you throughout how much trouble we put ourselves just to create a false image. And as long as you are so weak that it matters to you what other people think about you, that it matters to you in which car you are seen, in which job you are seen, as long as this matters, the first matrix, you will never overcome it. You are a slave to it. And whether you have a minimum wage paying job or a very high paying job as you went to school, to university, both of those, which seems to be opposite, one is higher, one is lower, are equal. You are equally slaves in the rat race. So you must lose your interest in the rat race. You must not care about what people think about you. You must not want to be proud to be part of a society where you're just a slave. When you overcome this matrix, you're already at a higher level than most people. But still, you got a long way to go, because the second matrix is not all around you. It is the matrix of your mind. The mind is constantly using your five senses, your belief, your thought, your feeling, to make you perceive life in a limiting way, which is never in accordance with truth. It makes you live, think, feel as a body and a mind, making you totally forget that you are a soul that is currently operating in the human system temporarily. And the mind is illusion. In fact, a Buddha is one who is above the intellect. A Buddha is someone who is under the intellect. So if you find yourself always stressful, for sure you're totally lost in your mind. There's no spiritual evolution, because if you were evolved spiritually, one with truth, centered within yourself, what are you stressed about? This whole life is a game, it's temporal, you're gonna go beyond it. But when you feel that you're stuck into it, the mind is everything to you, the body and the mind is everything to you, of course you will be stressed out, because everything around you is a danger to your false identity. So how do you go above the mind? It is first by stopping to identify with your thought. You understand that thinking is a natural process that occurs by itself. It is not you who is thinking. As long as you believe you're the one thinking, you're done. You're asleep, you're ignorant. because you will always fall for everything the mind says. You will dance with it, you will feed it, you'll become a 5-star hotel for it. So of course, the thought will always stay. But when you disidentify with your thought, they start to lose their power over you. Because you just understand it's not me who is thinking, so what's the point of giving it so much importance? When you disidentify with them, you finally have the opportunity to silence your mind. And the day that you learn to silence the mind is the day you become above the mind, a Buddha. But then there's one last matrix that is left. It is the entire matrix of the universe, the whole birth and death cycle. Because everything is a cycle, the day, the night, the winter and the summer. It just goes on that way all the time in every aspect of life. And even death is followed by rebirth all the time. Why? Because you die in ignorance. You're not embodying truth. You die and you only think about ego, about body, about mind, about family, about money, all those kinds of things. But if you can manage, when you quit your body, to at least be centered in the self, to be silent, or to think about God only, but not in an egoic way, not like those fake people who go to church 1 time a week, not that nonsense. When you are a real Bhakti yogi, which means that you cultivate love for God at all times, you create the skills of focusing only on God, that there is nothing else in your mind other than God. Then when you will quit your body, you might be able to do it. Still, a lot of chance that you won't if you are only doing Bhakti Yoga, because you don't have the self-mastery that Kriya Yoga bring to you, which is meditation, pranayama, all of this. So the best is if you can have the skills to silence your mind, to be centered, and also to cultivate love for God, both Kriya and Bhakti Yoga as one. When you can do this, now you will be ready, the day that you quit your body, to not just be lost in the movie of your life and only be thinking as an egoic entity, but you will be able to gracefully keep the door open, leave the body in a graceful and spiritual way. And that will allow you to not need to come back endlessly. This is how you become ready. You must die when you are alive, which means all illusion perish and only truth remain, or at least a great percentage, because nobody is perfect and you don't need to be perfect. When this occurs, you will be ready to end the matrix of the whole birth and death cycle. And the first matrix of the society, it is designed exactly for this, for you to come back endlessly, because they want you to work forever, so that the people who are at the top, they use you for their own pleasure. And to my side, I don't agree with this. So I want to make sure to overcome the society matrix, because it sucks, it's a rat race. I want to overcome the mind matrix, because the mind is suffering. I want to be liberated, I want to be joyful. And I want to overcome the birth and death cycle on earth matrix, because with astral projection, meditation and all of this, you become aware by experience that there is something so much greater than this limited physical life. So those are the 3 matrix. Do you think that you are overcome one of them? Is there one of them you're having more trouble with than another one? Let me know within the comment. I love to hear about all of you. And always remember that the true goal of this entire spiritual journey, it is to end the birth and death cycle. And if you feel like, that's not interesting to me, it seems negative, then you're just not ready for it. Because there's nothing negative about it. When you know the pleasure above, the pleasure of God, the pleasure of the state of no mind, when you know more a body and a mind, it's obvious, it's so great, you want to go toward it. And to go beyond those matrix of birth and death doesn't mean that you will cease to exist. You never cease to exist, you are infinite. You are simply now to a higher density where limitation is no more your daily reality. Thank you for watching this video. I am Simon, and together we grow spiritually beyond pretending. Hare Krishna.